Hello everyone. So right now, for those that haven't listened to part one, on this on part two, I will be talking about Christelyn Karazin. Part one, I mainly mentioned Minister Jap. So now part two is I'll be talking about Christelyn Karazin. Now, Christelyn Karazin. I was subscribed to her a while ago, and I would check out her videos here and there, and but I mainly listen to her live streams more than look at her regular videos. And you know, I pretty much agreed with her how her views as far as black women interracially dating. She has mentioned many times that black women should not just seek just black men. You're limiting yourself. There are other men out there that are willing to date black women, and I agreed with that. I agreed on her stance on black women interracially dating. So because of that, I would check out her videos here and there. I just thought, she seemed cool. Like I just liked her commentary on, some things. So with me feeling this way about Christelyn Karazin, and also she's been in feuds with many YouTubers, especially black male YouTubers. So I just felt, I felt that she was strong at the same time because she kept going regardless of these people attacking her, and so I said I guess she seems alright. She seems cool, whatever. And so with my thoughts, with me thinking this way of Christelyn Karazin, that made me even more want to reach out to her about the ordeal I was going through with Minister Jab. And another reason why I wanted to contact her about Minister Jab was because she was fond of him behind the scenes. And I just wanted to let her know, this is his true thoughts on black women dating interracially. And but at the same time, I knew that it was a good possibility that she would just send him the video and just try to stay out of it, which I would completely understand. So she ended up doing that. She forwarded Minister Jap the video. Not sure if she forwarded him the entire email, but she definitely sent him the video. She never replied back to me. And Minister Jap, he contacted me and said stop contacting my people. And I left it alone. I said a few things back to him, and I left him alone. I never contacted Christelyn Karazin again. I ended up unsubscribing from her, and I stopped viewing her videos, just completely, just altogether. That was around January. Around March is when I believe the whole hit list thing began. March of last year, and that was when she teamed up with Simone 56 and Sophia A. Nelson. Not sure if Sophia A. Nelson had anything to do with adding the names on the list, but I know definitely Christelyn Karazin and Simone 56, they had involvement with adding names on this hit list. So while that was going on, all three of the ladies, they mentioned about a campaign they wanted to start, the SOS campaign, where it would help to put an end to anyone doing any commentary, negative commentary on black women that came across as being abusive, or just something that just seemed to put black women in a bad light. So as the ladies kept talking about this, I thought it was a good idea, with them starting a campaign based on what they were stating. It was to a point where I was considering donating myself, but they set up a goal for like $10,000, I believe, and I think they passed their goal. They received more over $10,000 in donations, and so they were pretty successful at a short period of time of reaching their goal. And but while this was after, reaching their goal, it seemed like some drama started developing to a point where Miss Nelson, she ended up stepping away from the whole campaign altogether. And she did a few videos on her YouTube channel, sharing her thoughts and, just sharing anything that had anything to do with the campaign and why she decided to part ways with the other two ladies. And there was one video she did. I think she was talking about a video that Christelyn Karazin did talking about how Miss Nelson stated some lies and all that stuff. I didn't check out the video because, Christelyn Karazin, I just wanted to hear nothing about the drama. I was just over it. But I left a comment on Miss Nelson's one of her videos stating that Christelyn Karazin, one of the YouTubers that she added onto the list, she was still talking to on a regular basis, or at least kept in contact with behind the scenes. But the person's name is on the list. I never revealed who the person was, because I knew eventually it would come out. And pretty much Sophia A. Nelson's people, they confirmed what I said. They said, yes, we know exactly who you are talking about. She forwarded us the video too. We are fully aware of who you are talking about. And there was one lady, she I guess she came across my comment and she responded to my comment saying, how come you won't say the person's name or something. I wasn't able to respond back because Sophia A. Nelson, I guess her people removed the comment. But when I left that comment, there was someone that came across it, and the lady, she ended up doing a video supporting Miss Nelson's stance on the whole interracial dating thing. And I think the lady's YouTube channel is Allie Emmett, I believe it is. Yeah, and I liked her video, and I left on one of her videos, the video where she was supporting Miss Nelson's her stance and her views. I left under the comment section that that yes, it's true. That's what Christelyn Karazin, she has been. No, I didn't leave a comment on that video, but I ended up leaving a comment later on her channel about pertaining to Minister Jab and Christelyn Karazin. I'll discuss that in a little bit, but don't want to get off track. But so as time went on, I guess I was still skeptical on if she was still talking to Minister Jab. I wasn't too sure, but I just wanted to share that yes, she was talking to someone while she created the list. And so I wasn't sure if she stopped talking to him after she created the list or what. But I didn't know. But so I guess as time went on, I started believing that maybe Christelyn Karazin left Minister Jap alone altogether. And I said, okay, well, that's a good thing if that's the case. Because if not, she needs to, I think she should share that with her audience. And so I said, okay, maybe she left him alone or whatever. So, about a month later, because I was back in March, around April, Christelyn Karazin, she did a live stream. I came in on a live stream, so I didn't see it from beginning to end. I think I came in on the very end of the live stream. But she right after the live stream, she decided to come back on. It's the video that she did, the title of it was Black Men Stopping Black Women from Swirling, I believe it was. Or it might have been Black Men Stopping Black Women Swirling. You know, she goes into the video talking about how she knows, you know, she just finished emailing someone, an associate of hers. And she was given the description of the person. And something just told me, is she talking about Minister Jap? And she went further on into the video, and I felt I was more convinced that she was talking about Minister Jap. And you know, for those that really look that are heavy watchers of Christelyn Karazin videos, she was wearing a pink top, a pink low cut top. It was like a V-neck, cut very low, and she was drinking wine and she was being all flirty and stuff like that on the video. She came, in my personal opinion, how the way she conducts herself on her platform, you wouldn't think she would be a married woman. But anywho, but you know, she the person, for those that remember that video, she was talking about Minister Jap and how I had solid proof of that. I went on his channel and he responded back to her. He said in the video, the title of his video was, "When women don't want to compete, they swirl. Interracial dating. Men, we are the prize and commodity." So I said, okay, that's who she was talking about. He's described her as being his lady friend. He just finished looking at a lady's friend live stream. So I said, okay. So she was still cool with him all along. I said, that's what a shame. She has been deceiving her audience. She gained over $10,000 while being deceitful by talking to one of the men that is placed on the list. And she never disclosed it with her audience. I just said, shame on Christelyn Karazin. And so at this point, you know, I wasn't mad at her about what she did to me. I just said to myself, it's wrong that what she's doing to her audience. I moved on from what she did to me. I expected it to happen, and it did. And I said, okay, whatever. I moved on from it. So that's when with Miss Nelson, you know, I'm saying to myself, I'm sure that's probably one of the reasons why she stepped away. She's seen that Christelyn Karazin is not the real deal. She does not care about her audience. She was very deceitful to her audience. She was doing whatever it took to gain popularity and to receive money. During this time, you know, I stopped looking at her stuff again, and but on other people's, and I pretty much stepped away from YouTube altogether. I was extremely busy, and just me knowing what was going on behind the scenes, it was just draining. So I stepped away from YouTube a little bit. I would look at a few videos here and there, and but mainly I would be on YouTube to listen to music. I stepped away from the whole black YouTube area. And but when I would go, look at some people's YouTube channels, I just always heard Christelyn Karazin's name. Like, she's always wrapped up in some kind of drama. And I would just say, like, oh my goodness, like, this person that, she, tries to put herself in a good light, she's always wrapped up in drama. And every drama she's been wrapped up in, she's always crying like a victim. She's always saying these people are attacking me because of this and that. She never took accountability on anything. And I would just say to myself, like, it's alright. One day people are going to find out the real deal about her. And so probably I guess it was earlier this year. I guess around February or March. I guess February, I believe. She ends up getting to it with Successful Ladies Live. I think she changed her YouTube channel name, but the last time I remember, it was named Successful Ladies Live. And they got into their whole thing. I still don't know the full details of that whole thing, but I just remember Successful Ladies Live. A lot of Christelyn Karazin's people, her followers, were like defending Christelyn Karazin to the core. And I'm just saying to myself, I'm just looking at this like, wow, these people are just clueless. They are senseless to who they are defending, who they are who they're supporting. Like, this Christelyn Karazin, she has been so deceitful to these very same people, and they're busy defending her on someone else's platform. And I would share a few comments on her Successful Ladies Live channel, saying that Christelyn Karazin, y'all don't know the real deal about her. Just look back, like just step away and just really look at the whole situation. Like, Christelyn Karazin, y'all don't know her. And I had some people to say some things about me that weren't that pleasant or whatever. I just moved on from it. And so I guess all the drama stuff, because I think I remember Christelyn Karazin being wrapped up in a lot of drama. I forgot the other stuff that was going on during the time. But Successful Ladies Live, she wasn't the only person she was getting into it with. I think some other stuff was going on too. I can't think of it on top of my head right now. But at the same time, I come across Egypt Ann's platform. I've heard of her before. I checked out a few of her videos, like a few years back or so. So when I start seeing her surfacing back up, I was listening to some of her stuff, and I say, man, she's pretty smart. She seems cool, down to earth, but she's really smart. That was my number one thing about Egypt, and like she's very smart. And she was going through her stuff with harassment and everything. And I've also at the same time was making comments under her videos, and and I just left it at that pretty much. So when it ended up coming out that the entire time, also during the time with Christelyn Karazin, that's when I think her youngest daughter, one of those black male YouTubers, ended up putting her youngest daughter picture out on his YouTube channel. And that's when Minister Jap does his video. He does another video supporting Christelyn Karazin, pretty much. That's when it came out that the entire time they were talking. I'm just like, it finally came out from the person that I least expected it from. But it's finally out. So I said, hey, cool. And I'm just like, wow, this guy, he really, this guy, he talks about simps constantly. But the entire time he was simping for Christelyn Karazin, the person that never told her audience that she had a relationship of some sort with him the entire time, while telling her audience on camera that we should keep away from black male YouTubers like him. And so as soon as Egypt Ann got a hold of that with Minister Jap, pretty much revealing everything, Egypt Ann, she just dissected that whole thing, and everything Egypt Ann was saying was exactly true. She got it. She hit all angles, and everything she said was absolutely correct. At one point, I'm thinking to myself, man, like, this is scary. She had it really down. She had it down to a T. I'm like, my goodness, like, this woman is smart. And that's when the whole harassment things, and that's when some of these people that was following Christelyn Karazin, I saw a few of them saying, yeah, we were suckered and we were fooled, and Christelyn Karazin played us. So when Egypt Ann was doing these videos, that's when one day I woke up early. I woke up early in the morning, and something just told me to just go on YouTube. Usually, that's not the first thing I do. Wake up and then just go straight on YouTube. But this particular morning, I did. And when I did, again, I'm shocked. Here's Christelyn Karazin. I think the title of the video that she did was "No, We Are Not Friends." As soon as I saw that title, I said, "Uh-oh, she's about to address this Minister Jap thing." And here she is lying again. So I hear her talking, how she does. She's always playing the whole victim thing. And it was kind of like a farewell, what she was doing on the video. But before getting to that part, she was talking about how people were putting stuff out, false stuff out there about her. And no, she's not friends with Minister Jap. She thinks his videos are disgusting. He contacted her because he felt guilty that one of his supporters were pretty much harassed her and her family. And I just said to myself, here she is. She's lying again. She just keeps lying. And I'm just sitting there like, man, she really threw this guy up under the bus. And honestly, if you ask me, I think she had a good reason to have a relationship with Minister Jap. He stood up for her during a time when everyone turned their backs on her. He took a chance on his platform. And I don't like Minister Jap. But I will say whatever's right is right on that person's part, whether I like them or not. And he took a big chance. And his following still remained, and her following still remained. But hers remained because she was being deceitful to her followers. She never said, yeah, I'm still continuing to talk to Minister Jap. She never said that. She's never said that. She threw him completely under the bus after he revealed that they were talking all along. They've been talking since the whole Vegator thing. They never stopped talking. But just last year in April, she was saying his videos are funny and he's cute and being all flirty when talking about him. So which one is it, Christelyn Karazin? And it also went back to when I'm hearing what she's saying about this video right before she took it down, because she took down the channel. I found that to be interesting too. She decides to do this early live stream and just take down the entire channel completely. But I went back as I'm listening to this live stream. It went back to when the Veganator, when she was getting into with this whole thing with the Veganator. One thing that the Veganator said that really stood out to me, and I never said anything to Minister Jap about it. I just thought to myself, and I just kept this to myself, that you know what the Veganator said was true. And the comment he said, the remark he made was Christelyn Karazin, Christelyn Karazin is no good. Christelyn Karazin, he told Minister Jap, you will see her true colors. You will see the real her. Something of that nature. And sure enough, he was right. Because even when he said it back then, I thought about how the way she did Tommy Sotomayor. Everything was all good with Tommy Sotomayor until he brought up the fact that her husband was not supporting her oldest daughter's he wasn't paying. She wasn't able to go to dance school because her biological father wasn't paying. I'm like, well, that shouldn't matter. You're married. Shouldn't your husband take care of that responsibility? It's a difference when you're married to someone versus them being just a boyfriend or a partner or whatever. When you're actually married, everything that comes with that person, I mean, this is what I would think, that everything that person, you've accepted everything. You would think that her husband would have said, well, if he's not going to take care of it, that's my responsibility. That should have never have been a thought, that her biological father, to take care of her expenses on her dance classes. Her husband should have instantly took on to that responsibility. But and it goes back to what I've heard black male YouTubers have said, where black women, they demand all this stuff from black men, but when it comes to non-black men, especially white men, they make everything easy for them. What a shame. You getting mad at the wrong person. How you going to get mad at your daughter's father and you married? That's crazy. And and again, Christelyn Karazin, this goes back to, she has this thing about calling black men to defend her. But she has a husband, a white one at that, but she keeps him out of the clear of everything. But she busy asking help from black men. Like, that's crazy. Like, I just think, why should you be asking help from any man other than your husband? What are you doing crying to a man that has nothing to do with the situation? You're crying to a man saying that one of your followers did this to my daughter. The only man you should be crying to is your husband. And I'm just baffled. I'm just like, at the time, because I pretty much moved on from it. I'm just sharing this just to put everything out there, that Christelyn Karazin is the biggest deceitful person there is. And I've opened my eyes with my whole experience that you cannot believe what anyone says. You have to go by actions, and that's what I exactly did in this situation. I was burned during the process, but I learned and I saw people's true colors. That a lot of these people, they put up a front to get what they want. And what they want is just recognition on things they don't believe in themselves. They just want to hear the the cheers from people. They want to hear people praising them, but they don't feel half of the things that they say. They're just doing it just for the fame or whatever. But I wanted to share how Christelyn Karazin, how she is, her true colors. And I'm ending this video on this note that you can't go by just words. You have to go by actions. And people are not in it for what you think they are. You go by their actions. Thank you for taking the time to listen, and have a great day.